A large factor playing a role in the United States economy receding is the cost of energy. Stockholm Syndrome is a common situation that arises out of communist or totalitarian states. That's when a situation becomes so bad that when you're given a little bit of relief or freedom, you feel liberated and grateful to your captor. Some have likened that to the current trends in gas prices. There's been some relief in recent weeks. However, the cost of fuel is still double from what it was when President Biden began his term. We spoke with Congressman August Pfluger and asked him if this energy crisis could have been prevented.
Well, there are pieces of it that obviously the pandemic made very difficult on us, but absolutely preventable. It didn't have to be this way. If Joe Biden had done nothing on the policies that were instituted by President Trump, we wouldn't be in this situation. Instead of going to Saudi Arabia, come to Odessa, Texas. Instead of giving Putin a green light on Nord Stream, put Midland, Texas over Moscow. And that's the kind of thing that in my district, representing the Permian Basin, we have those resources. We have changed not just American life, the quality of life we had, but also that of the world through the shale revolution. And it's time for the president to use those resources to unleash the American energy and help the economy.
What do you have to say when you hear the president touting the fact that gas prices have gone down 32 cents, I think it is, over the past few weeks?
Well, you pair that up with the rest of his administration and Secretary Buttigieg gloating over the fact that Americans are hurting at the gas pump. And it's so disrespectful to every American family that's struggling. We need gas prices to go down $3.20, not 32 cents. And we can do that. But you can't kill the American producer and then ask consumers to pay more. How out of touch is the president and his cabinet by asking people to go buy $70,000 electric vehicles right now when we can't even hardly afford a meal?
If you could just take us beyond the economics of it all for a second. We often hear about energy and national security. How is energy tied into national security?
Well, every leader in the world wakes up wondering where they're going to get energy. And today, you can look at what happened in Ukraine. I sat with President Zelensky just 20 plus days prior to the invasion, and he said without Nord Stream they wouldn't be in this situation. And so meeting with the Prime Minister of Japan, the President of Finland, and many other world leaders in the last 4 to 5 months, they have told me that they want American energy. It makes their country more secure because they're not dependent on Russia, China, Iran, and other malign actors. And so for partners and allies around the world, our goal is to strengthen each other. The president, unfortunately, is weakening not just our economy and our national security, but also that of our partners and allies.
Congressman Pfluger, thank you.
Thank you so much.
D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser says the nation's capital is now dealing with a humanitarian crisis. It has to do with illegal immigrants, and now she's asking for the military's help.
So I've asked for the deployment of the Guard, as long as we need the Guard to deal with a humanitarian crisis that we expect to escalate.
According to a letter obtained by NBC4, Mayor Muriel Bowser says over 4,000 people have arrived at the nation's capital since April. How? Bus after bus is heading to Washington, D.C. from Texas and Arizona, all voluntarily transporting illegal immigrants. And Texas Governor Greg Abbott and Arizona Governor Doug Ducey don't appear to be slowing down the transport anytime soon.
The people in Washington, D.C. seem to have a different standard. They think that it's okay to have the open border situation as long as it remains in places like Texas. We wanted to make sure that because Joe Biden has never come to the border, we want to take the border to Joe Biden and let them understand what we are having to deal with right here. And they are only dealing with about the number of migrants that we have come across our border per day.
The Department of Defense has not yet commented on whether the request for National Guard will be approved. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen said the economy has not fallen into a recession. She said that consumer spending is up while unemployment is down. She added that most economists define recession as a broad-based weakening of the economy, with many businesses shutting down and mass layoffs.
That is not what we're seeing right now. When you look at the economy, job creation is continuing. Household finances remain strong. Consumers are spending and businesses are growing.
Her remarks came on the same day the Commerce Department revealed that the GDP fell 2 quarters in a row. When the economy shrinks for 2 consecutive quarters, that is the main indicator of a recession. Former President Trump said at an Arizona rally last week that something far worse than a recession was coming.
Where we're going now could be a very bad place. We got to get this act in order. We have to get this country going, or we're going to have a serious problem. Not recession. Recession's a nice word. We're going to have a much bigger problem than recession. We'll have a depression.
Trump said that Biden created the worst inflation in 47 years. Among Trump's criticism of Biden, he singled out what he calls Biden's war on American energy for driving up gas prices. Trump told the audience that America was prosperous and gas was under $2 per gallon during his administration. The State Department is offering a reward of up to $10 million to identify or locate foreigners interfering in American elections. That includes a reward for information on Yevgeny Prigozhin, a wealthy Russian businessman. He's a close associate of Vladimir Putin and was accused of funding election interference. He and 12 other Russians were indicted in 2018. That was part of Special Counsel Robert Mueller's investigation into alleged collusion between Russia and former President Trump. None of the defendants faced trial in the United States. The Justice Department in 2020 moved to drop charges against 2 Russian firms named in the indictment. The special counsel did not find evidence suggesting that Trump colluded with Russia to defeat Hillary Clinton. Washington, D.C. saw another rare moment of bipartisanship. Democratic and Republican lawmakers competed in the annual Congressional baseball game.
You know, look, we're all competitive people up here. You know, we ran races to get elected to Congress. You know, you battle for the things you believe in. You want your bill to pass. You want their bill to fail. But at the end of the day, you know, there's a lot of camaraderie, too. You know, we get to know the Democrats really well.
The Republicans shut out the Democrats 10-0 in 7 innings. During the 4th inning, heavy rain caused a 40-minute delay. The Congressional baseball game started in 1909, and it helps to support several local charities. This year raised over $1.5 million.